An Air Force, so special teams coming into play.
Peoples-Jones back to the 22. Breaks it around the left side, got some room. He's at the 40. He's at midfield, breaking over to the right. In front of the Air Force bench. Down to the 30, down to the 20, and down to the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown!
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine?
Jeff, a big week of high school football. Are you ready to celebrate?
I'm always ready to celebrate. What week are we in? It says technically week 3?
Technically week 3, but 4 weeks deep into the high school football season.
I don't understand. I really don't like that.
Don't do the math, please.
I can't.
Please.
I can't do the math.
We got the Kaiser Cats in the house today. We're going to break down week 3 with them. 2-2 now, a couple back-to-back wins for the Kaiser Cats, so we're excited about that. Some big games. We're talking Battle of the Torch, Rancho Verde and Citrus Hill. Redlands East Valley was on the road at Heritage. We're going to talk about all these games, plus we've got Cal Baptist University cross country, 3-time defending PacWest champs, live here in studio today on the show.
Did they run from Cal Baptist?
Well, that's a really good question. Hold it for them.
Hold that. Okay.
Yeah, let's keep it organic, when they come in the studio. But before we thank our sponsors, we got a lot of fine sponsors. I got a bone to pick with you.
You do?
2 things.
It's every day I get a bone to pick with me.
First, you owe everyone pizza because last night on the TV show, you said I wouldn't say the little big game.
Yes.
And I said the little big game, right?
Like 30 seconds later. I mean, that was the thing. I think I might have said $100, but I'm not doing that. I'll buy everybody. We'll go for a pizza.
Wait, you said $100?
I said originally, and then I changed it. I said, no, we're going to go to
you backpedaled fast.
Pizza and lovely beverages.
Is that what you said?
Because there's nothing quite like a lovely beverage.
Well, I saw your text message, and I guess in the YouTube chat room, you guys were going nuts, and I'm like, I'm going to say it. Arroyo Valley versus Supa Dupa Harupa Valley, the little big game. So now you owe everyone pizza.
I owe everybody pizza. I can do that.
And the other thing that we're going to talk about.
Another bone?
Yeah, 2 things with you. I got issues with you this morning. I got a lot of problems.
You're salty.
I got a lot of problems.
Salty
You're 2 of my problems.
All right.
So I thought Tyler Algier was the leading rusher in San Bernardino County, right?
Yeah,
Is that what you told me? Or
Yeah, I read it wrong. I'm stupid.
He still kind of is. It's yards per carry.
Yards per carry. See, I'm a basketball guy.
Yeah.
I go with averages. So, he's averaging the most. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense.
Okay, there we go. That's what it is.
So 14.2 yards per carry, which is insane. So
That's crazy.
We're going to talk more. We got Tyler in the house. We'll talk more with the Kaiser Cats and that awesome ground attack. They're putting up a lot of big numbers. Big win against Palm Springs on a Thursday night special. But first off, we got to thank our fine sponsors who make the show happen. We love their support, and we appreciate it. We're talking about Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. You will be spoiled by their excellent customer service. They've got great prices. They're right there off Alessandro Boulevard. So thank you to Bill Navigato and his team out there. We appreciate it. We took our own cars there. We love those guys. Ken Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire and still dominating. Take care of all your sports gear needs, Letterman's jackets, sports equipment, kensportinggoods.com. We also got Boost Performance Training, and I got my Boost Gang bracelet on, so now you know it's real.
You're wearing a bracelet?
One of the real ones, Jeff.
You just said bracelet. You lost me at bracelet.
Isn't that what it is?
Whatever, tough guy.
Do kids call it? Whoa. Boost Gang. Go to Ray Bass. We got a Boost training tip coming up later in the show with Ray Bass.
Can I get a bracelet?
Jeff, this show's going to end badly for both of us. And Max Muscle Corona. Max Muscle is your one-stop shop for sports nutrition. Looking to get the most out of your performance and amplify your game, be sure to see a nutrition consultant at Max Muscle Corona or Orange Crest. They got 2 locations. Orange Crest in Riverside and, of course, the Corona locations. If you'd like to sponsor here on the Inland Sports Show as well, hit us up, inlandsportshow@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you as well. But enough with that. We got to get right into the meat and potatoes of this show because we got a big show. It was a big week 3 for high school football. And we got the Kaiser Cats in the house here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 a.m. Coming off a big win against Palm Springs in a Thursday night special. And I'm talking big. I mean, they blew them out. How else do you say it, right?
Did they beat them at Palm Springs?
Yeah.
Beat them in the desert?
Beat them, went out to the desert. We got your boy, Billy Cardosi.
One of the greatest human beings I've ever met in my life.
I don't believe a lot of things you say, but this is one of the few things I actually believe.
There
Coach
we go.
Cardosi's a good dude. Yeah.
That's good because sometimes you never know with Jeff. What's real and what's fake. Just like numbers and whatnot.
But I will say this. I'm starting to realize I know a lot of people in this area. I don't know what happened, but I do. And I came across, I said, Billy's the head coach at Kaiser. And he's, seriously, of all the coaches I know, he's the nicest. I will say this, when I do see him, I try to curse at him as much as I possibly can because he's one of those guys that can take it, and he thinks I'm nuts. So there he is, but Billy Cardosi's the leader.
Well, Coach Cardosi, despite Jeff, thank you for coming on the show today.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate it as well.
We appreciate the love at Kaiser. We're all one big family. We appreciate you guys.
So back-to-back wins,
Yes, sir.
scoring a lot of points at this point. What's going right for this team the last couple of weeks as you get ready for, I think it's Serrano, right, coming up next?
We got Serrano coming up.
Go ahead and just step up a little closer to the mic.
Sure. We got Serrano coming up, and, we just had to kind of take a look at what we were doing and go back to what we're built on. We're built on the philosophy of we, not me at Kaiser. And we had to do a little soul searching and say, have we all bought in? Do we all believe we're here, one family? And, before locking out, we did. We came out on Labor Day and grinded. We had a great practice Labor Day morning. It was awesome. And ever since then, things have been clicking for us. And we actually set a school record. That's pretty good considering the legacy of Kaiser. We ran the ball for 552 yards total as a team. We had 3 guys over 100 yards.
Against Palm Springs?
Against Palm Springs, including 310 yards by my man right here, Tyler Algier.
So Tyler Algier, you got a couple. We were talking about you have a couple good backs, obviously.
Christian Hunter had 126 yards. Amari Fitzgerald had 113. So we had 3 backs over 100 yards, and that's pretty special. We're pretty proud of the way we run the ball at Kaiser.
So
everybody knows it's coming.
I'm gonna get your guys, Tyler Algier here and Richard Stith as well. But what's funny is I think Tyler might actually be a little bit bigger than Richard, and Richard's the center, right? Is that right? Are they about the same size, or is it close?
Yeah, they're in the same weightlifting group, so they're both pretty strong kids. But yeah.
Well, let me go with Richard first. And Richard, when you've got so many great tailbacks behind you, how do you kind of see your role in opening up some gaps and holes for Tyler and the rest of the guys to find a little daylight and let them do what they do? We're watching actually some highlights, of that Palm Springs game, and Tyler was running wild. So how do you see your role being the center?
Well, seeing my role as center, I got to get the ball, I got to snap it, and I just got to make that hole for Tyler so we can go and score, because that's our whole goal here. And it all starts with 1 first down each time. And as long as we listen to our rules and listen to what our coaches say, we're going to get those.
And Richard, do you guys take a lot of pride, like when Tyler finds the end zone or one of the other running backs find the end zone or they break off a big run? The guys on the offensive line, especially at center, do you guys take a lot of pride in that? Like, you know what? We played a big part in helping those guys put up those numbers.
Yeah, of course, we take a big role because we love to see when he scores and it all works out and he goes right through the right hole that we want and just scores. That's exactly what we want done.
And Tyler, at 14.2 yards per carry, you're putting up some nice numbers this season. Man, and at Kaiser, like Coach said, they know they're going to run the football, but until they can stop it, you're still going to run the football. So how important is the running game to the success of the Kaiser Cats?
I mean, Kaiser is really based off of, we're known as having a powerful running game. And, I just think that me having a good line and then pushing through and getting first downs every time, it just works.
Do you get excited when the guys around you, like you're talking about Fitzgerald, who's the other Hunter? Is the other back? When the other guys are breaking off long runs and everything's clicking and you guys are putting up the points, is it fun to see the guys around you finding success as well?
Yeah, it is because
because you guys have 3 great tailbacks, and I'm sure Coach has a tough,
it's
a
really
good problem to have.
Yeah, it is a good problem to have. Tyler's a very humble kid. He'll be playing on Saturdays, in the future, and he's definitely a college football Division I football player. And he's a humble kid, and he's a good kid. And 3 out of 4 games, he's went to the house on his first touch. First touch of the game, touchdown Kaiser, and that's pretty special. And he's a pretty special kid, and he's a real humble kid. And we need to get his name out there, and he deserves it. He's really, both these kids are really good students. At Kaiser, if your name is on your jersey, that means you were able to maintain a 3.0 GPA.
So you have to earn it. You have to earn your name on the jersey.
Your name on your jersey. That came from Coach Brooks started that, and it's actually taken off all over the Inland Empire. There's a lot of schools that do that now, and so we had 55 guys they have their names on their jerseys, and it's pretty special because we got good kids that believe.
We got the Kaiser Cats here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Plus, we're live and amplified right now on the Inland Sports channel on YouTube, so you can check out these guys wearing their jerseys with the names on the back.
Nice.
Coach Cardosi in the house. There it is. Jeff, and it's pronounced Algier.
Yes, like the
The country, right?
Yeah, the country.
Algeria, close,
Algeria.
right?
There used to be a casino, I think it was named Algiers.
Only you
so.
would know that.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent a little bit of time in the casinos.
And money?
Yeah.
Time and money?
Now I'm broke. I have quarters, nickels.
Well, Coach, you guys have made the playoffs 16 consecutive seasons. There's not a lot of programs that can say something like that. We were throwing out some names like Centennial, Norco, some of these other, I guess you call them dynasties, programs year after year just consistently, have those expectations, right? Same thing's happening at Kaiser.
Yeah, definitely. We set attainable goals. You have to start small. You can't come in and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to go to the CF title. No, we don't do that. That's unrealistic to set goals like that. You have to set small goals, and then once you accomplish those goals, you have to reassess and make new goals. That's like life. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to be rich. Well, what are you going to do? It's a process. You want to win football games, you have to learn about football. You have to study football. You have to become a student of the game. So that's first. We got to do that first. Then let's talk about, okay, let's win a couple games. Let's get in the playoffs. Then if we can secure that, then maybe we can start talking about a league championship. We've won 12 of those at Kaiser. And then we can maybe get in the playoffs, talk about winning a game, maybe practicing on Thanksgiving, making that a goal, and working your way. Goals you can get to, attain, and then reassessing your goals, just like life. That's what we want these young men to do. We want them to be, good fathers, good members of society, and football plays a big role in that.
Sounds like he's been around a lot of good coaches.
Including his dad, right?
Yeah, his dad was a great, legendary basketball coach for Eisenhower. But look at the guys he's worked with. I mean, legendary guys.
Well, you're a disciple of Dick Bruick, right?
I love you, Coach B.
And you were telling us off the air that really not much has changed at Kaiser in terms of what you guys want to do offensively and running that football and kind of that blue-collar work ethic, right?
Definitely the blue-collar work ethic. We definitely, we're not – we believe in tradition. We believe in our foundation, but we're not so stubborn where we can't make a few changes as well. That's the foundation of being multiple on offense and multiple on defense. You have to, assess your team, assess, your strengths and your weaknesses, and be willing to reevaluate. Every week we got a test, and everybody sees the test on Friday night, and you got to go out and you have to soul search. Sometimes as a coach you're wrong, and sometimes as a player you're wrong, and you have to suck it up and you have to do what's right, and that's what we pride ourselves on. And there's a lot of things that are very similar to when I played at Floyd, but there are things that are very different as well, because you can't always live in the past, even though the past is important and tradition is important, very important. And Coach Ozier will tell you that, and the rest of our coaches will tell you that.
When I first got to the IE, I think you guys had won 10 straight Sunkiss League titles.
Yep, 2001 to 2010.
Yeah, and that was like with the rise of Summit, like, coming into 2011, and, they were getting some guys. But I look at the Sunkiss League this year, and correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, I feel like it's almost like wide open. Like, Summit's got a good team. Grand Terrace is strong. Colton is on the upswing. Greg, he's a Colton guy down here. He's flying the colors. Greg down here, Yellow Jackets. You see? Oh yeah, they saw.
They didn't give him a good look when they came in either. It was like, hey, look at that guy.
Give him the old stink eye. But really, the Sunkiss League. I mean, it's going to be competitive. It's going to be fun this year, don't you think?
I think so. I think Crum's doing a great job at Fontana High School. Being a Fontana alum, it's good to see that. We're Kaiser now, but still, Colton is on the rise, like you said, and Summit and Grand Terrace. We're looking up at them right now. We respect them, and we have a great challenge ahead of us, and we know that. And each week at Kaiser, it's very important to respect your opponent, and our kids know that, and our coaches know that, and we have a lot of respect for the coaches in the Sunkiss League and the teams in the Sunkiss League. And we're looking forward to doing our best and competing, and going from there.
We've got the Kaiser Cats here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Let me go back to Tyler for a second. You can hop on the mic. Tyler, so you're a pretty big, strong kid. Have you always played running back, or did you play like other positions maybe growing up in youth football?
Actually, when I was 7, playing for Pop Warner, Montana, I played center for my first year.
Oh, you did? Coach is like,
You're the new running back.
Yeah. We'll just swap spots. Fifth is the running back. But so when did you make that transition? Did they find out, hey, you're a pretty good athlete. We should probably have you run the rock a little bit?
When I was 8, I skipped that year because I didn't really like it.
Uh-huh.
And, my mom forced me to try it again because she didn't want me to quit. So then I played running back, linebacker, and kicker, and all of that. I played all around.
Kicker and everything? So now you love football? Like you gave it a second chance and it was all good?
Yeah, I'm glad my mom pushed me.
Probably going to get college scholarship out of it too. So your mom's probably going to really love that when you get your school paid for.
He definitely is Division I material.
And Stith over here. So, again, maybe not the biggest center, but centers, the offensive line has to be mobile now. You know what I mean? You got to be able to move.
All about your feet, right, Richard?
Yep, quick feet, like Coach Irk says.
What makes Richard so effective? Maybe he's not the biggest center in the world, but what makes him effective, Coach, real quick, on the offensive line?
Well, number one, he believes. And that right there is you pretty much won more than half the battle. He believes in our system. He believes in our coaches. He believes in understanding how pad level and especially footwork can put you in a position to play well. Our offensive line coach, Jonathan Urkazu, he wasn't very big when he played. He was all Southern section, and he used technique to make sure that he was able to get in position and make blocks. And Richard believes in that same philosophy that we've used that go back to, my coaches, Coach Olay, Coach McKinney, and, some of the old-time coaches that are retired now. He believes in that way, and that's why he's so successful.
All right, Richard, let's get real right here. We're all friends now. We're all family because you're in the studio. So a lot of football players have to watch what they eat, right? Is Coach telling you, Richard, eat whatever you can? If you put on a couple extra pounds, it's okay.
No, Coach does not tell me that at all.
No?
He says we have to eat right, and especially in this hot weather, we have to hydrate. That's one of the big things he's been stressing. And we can't just go out and eat junk food because then we'll feel it in practice. We have to eat right and ensure that we're good and don't have any problems during game like cramping or anything.
I need to practice what I preach a little bit.
Yeah. Once again, that's a good segue into. We're live right now on our Inland Sports YouTube channel. But not only is he a stud center, but also you can tell he's a smart kid. It's always the O-line guys, the smartest guys on the team, right?
Well, you have to be because, people that really don't understand the game, they don't understand what it takes. You have to get up and you have to analyze and assess what's going on and make a decision like that. And, in this day and age, you can't Google the answer on the football field. Football is great for the mind. It's great for what trying to be done in education. You have to get up, you have to assess, you have to make a decision. And, you have to be able to analyze and think for yourself. And you have to do that in the offensive line. It's imperative, and you have to do that to be successful. And that's one of the things I was really proud about our offensive line against Palm Springs. They were searching a little bit. They have good coaches down there, and they were changing the front up a little bit. And our kids responded. They went out there and used their rules, and they believed. And we came to the side, looked at the iPad, and said, oh, they're doing this. And the kids were like, oh, okay. And they were able to assess, analyze, and we were able to continue to do our thing to the tune of 552 on the ground. So,
did you know it was a big night, or did you have to go back and dig through the scorebook and feel like, whoa, 552, that was crazy?
I asked our stat guy on Friday to give them to me, and he when he gave me the paper, I looked at it and I went right to our banquet programs because done a great job. Coach Brook and Coach McKinney did a great job making sure we kept all our stats and our records at Kaiser. They're all very much intact. And I went and I looked it up in our most recent program, and our previous record was 549 against Barstow, and we went for 552.
Actually, the week before too against Lafayette, record was
Go ahead. If you want to talk, Coach, go ahead. Just jump on that mic. Yeah, Coach Rozier.
Against Lafayette, we broke a record by scoring the most points in the first quarter. We scored 42 points in the quarter. So
42 in the first quarter.
2 weeks back to back.
Take that, Coach Brewer. We're breaking your records.
I'm sure he's happy with that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And, we got nothing but love for Coach B.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, guys, we appreciate you coming on the show. You are a nice guy. How are you running with Jeff Gorham?
I don't know.
I just don't
He's
get
actually
it.
running with me.
Yeah, I used to run with.
Tag along, and hey, that's how it works.
Yeah, like I said, there's very few coaches that I'd run through a wall for. Like Barty, I'd run through a wall. Rick Croy at Cal Baptist, another guy.
Yeah.
Now I've got to add the football guy, Billy Cardosi. I want to play offensive line for him. I'd run through a wall.
Big.
You
got to be mobile, dude.
You got any guys your size?
All right, I'd run through a wall. I'd run through a wall for Billy Cardosi.
Oh my gosh. Guys, thank you for coming on the show. And Coach has his championship ring. 2012, right? The Rancho Verde down there at their place. Got that job done. So
The lateral.
What was it? Marquette, Washington, Ray Padilla, right?
Yep. Lateral, and then Wesley Lewis was the pick on the goal line to seal it. So,
Oh my gosh, that was a great game.
Yep, that's right. That's why Kaiser is number one.
Number one.
That's right.
Central Division, right? Was the Central
It was
Division
the
time?
Central Division.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you guys for coming on the
Thank you guys
show.
so much. We appreciate your hospitality, and we're definitely blessed to be here. Thank you for giving Kaiser some love.
Well, God bless you guys. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Yeah,
Just don't hang out with this guy over here. I mean, he's a bad influence. Still blows my mind.
Yeah, well, blows my mind too. Every morning I look in the mirror and I go, what the heck?
Who is this guy? Kaiser Cats, everybody. When we come back, we'll talk a little Cal Baptist University cross country, trying to win a 4th consecutive PacWest championship. You're listening and watching to the one and only Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
How you guys doing? Coach Ray here. We're back at the Boost Performance Center with the one and only Pep Fernandez. Today we're going to go over our A-Skip series. We've got a couple of great videos for you guys. Come check us out. Okay, so we're here with our Boost Performance School student athletes. They're actually going to demonstrate the A-Skips today. So we're going to work on our acceleration A-Skip. So it's a quick piston-like action, flexing at the hip here. With my toes up, I'm going to drive my knee up, touch my fingertips under my quad, and I'm going to put it right back down. All right, so when we accelerate, it's a piston-like action, and that's what we're training here, all right? So DT's going to get a nice rhythm, all right? Then he's going to quickly bring that knee up, put it back down quick. Ready? Go. Good. Put it down quick. Fast up, fast down. So we're getting nice bounce across the ankles, nice stretch reflex across the hips here. Up and down quick, up and down quick. We don't want to cycle. We just want to bring that knee up and put it back down as quickly as possible. Nice. There it is. There it is. Keep those toes pointing up to the ceiling. Keep bouncing. And there you have it. Acceleration A-Skip. Great drill to use. Teach you how to come out hard. Right here, Boost.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
And you get paid. It's that easy. Call today. 1-800-962-2277. That's 1-800-962-2277. Log on to our website for a free quote and get paid.
I've swum here every summer in my adult life. Every summer, there she is. Low City. Oily. Oily. I can't take this no more.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Great to have the Kaiser Cats in the house. Back-to-back wins for them. Off to a strong start this season under Coach Cardosi, who's a friend of Jeff's.
Great dude, huh?
Yeah, really great guy.
He's one of the dudes.
So you can check out some of those Kaiser highlights against Palm Springs. It's a good reminder. Every Friday night, 11 o'clock to midnight, we're live on IEMG TV with the only high school football show in the Inland Empire. Scores, highlights, interviews, analysis every Friday night on IEMG. You can head over to the IE Media Group YouTube channel. The show's loaded on YouTube, so you can watch it forever. It'll live there forever on YouTube. So check out the highlights, including Kaiser against Palm Springs this week. So right now we're going to transition into CBU Cross Country here on the Inland Sports Show, proudly brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change, Kin Sporting Goods, and Boost Performance Training. We've got the Lancers in the house, and Jeff, they're really good. And you see them, you actually brought it up, you see them in the mornings running around Riverside, right?
I'm always driving down Van Buren, driving to work, and I always see CBU cross-country shirts, and they're always, like I said, they're always running angry because, they're running. It's early in the morning. Why would you be angry? But, yeah, I had a quick question. It all is, before I say the question, isn't it always nice to have ladies come into the studio, because we always have football guys, and they're always smelly and big and
smelly football guys.
Yeah, it's always nice. So thank you for coming in with a pleasant smell, first of all. And no, you guys. Oh, did you run here? Did you guys jog here? Because you guys are crossing. No, you didn't. No running. Oh, okay.
Jeff was wondering. He's like, I wonder if they ran here this morning as part of their training regiment. No.
Coach is riding a bike, yelling at him, "Get up, run!"
Through a bullhorn, right? We got Coach Gall. We got 3 of his top runners here as the ladies cross-country team at CBU trying to win 4 straight PacWest championships. Coach Gall, first, welcome to the show. And, man, you've got a great thing going at CBU for cross-country, men and women, but we're talking about the women today. What's the secret ingredient to your recipe? I mean, what's the secret to your success?
Hard work, I think. These ladies are all they're serious about what they want to do, and, we just try and bring in people who just add to that culture. And, they just like to have fun. So that's what we tell them is, it may look like they're mad and angry, but, we preach having a good time and just working together. And I think that just breeds, helps us breed success. So.
All right. So you brought 3 of your stars into the studio, and I'm going to try to pronounce the names. And if I get them wrong on the air, I apologize, but we're going to try. First off, Emmeline Delanis. Okay. Bienvenue à spectacle. Is that close? I said, welcome to the show in French. How do you like that? Annette Somoji. Isn't that what I said?
Okay, say something in Hungarian.
Ud vozujuk a Shoban. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said as well. And hopefully I don't screw this one up, because I should get this one. Katie Daimling. All the way from, what, is it Apple Valley? Yeah. All the way from Apple Valley. So
speak something from Apple Valley, Pep.
Katie, obviously California girl. Emmeline from France, and Annette from Hungary, right? So, Coach, we'll get to the girls in just a second, but when you recruit athletes, it's like a United Nations, you know what I mean, on your team. You've got them from all over the place. How do you spot talent? How do you go out there and recruit?
Yeah, well, I think we have 9 countries represented now, which is what we were adding that up the other day. But my assistant, Coach Ponce, does a lot of that. He's the one that travels and visits a lot of them overseas, and we just we look, of course, at times, and then try and evaluate them based on their performances, and then get to know them and see if they're a good fit. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is a lot of work, isn't it? So, Emily, let me ask you first. I'll just go left to right. So, how did CBU find you, or how did you find Cal Baptist? How did you end up here in sunny Southern California? And go ahead and just step up to the mic again. I apologize. I'm loud, so you got to be loud, too.
I was looking for a school in California, and one of my friends, he was in the team, a French guy, and he told me, like, oh, you can come to CBU. I'm going to talk with the coach and see, and coach gave me scholarship. So I said, yeah, I want to go to CBU.
So you got the scholarship here. Do you love California? Do you love Southern California?
I think it's my favorite state.
It's your favorite? Yeah. Do you like American food?
That's not
no. What do you miss from back home? Like, is there a food that you crave? Like, oh gosh, if I could just have, what is it?
Bread. I think the
bread.
Yeah.
Is it like special bread?
No, here it's not. For me, it's not bread.
It's not bread.
Hey, wait a second. This is bread. This is a lot of eating bread right here.
It's a lot of bread, a lot of carbs. But you mean like a French baguette, or?
Like real bread, baguette and cheese. I think it's that I miss.
Let me ask Annette then the same thing. What's something, maybe it's food, maybe it's not, but what is something that you miss from back home in Hungary that you just can't get here in Southern California? We love CBU, we love California, but something that you just can't get here, maybe outside of of family? Because, of course, you miss your family, but what else do you maybe miss from back home?
Yeah, first I wanted to say my family and the Sunday lunch.
Sunday lunch?
Sunday lunch, my grandma's food is the best.
Is it like a big feast?
Yeah.
What's like the main course of a big feast in Hungary on a Sunday afternoon at your grandma's house?
I would say gruyere. I don't know. Have you ever heard about it?
Oh, I know lots about
meat
gruyere.
and
No, what is it? What is it?
It's a kind of meat and the sauce together, and you eat with nocadli, which I have no idea what it is. It's maybe a pasta thing.
So like meat and sauce and pasta?
Yeah, kind of.
Uh-huh. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's really good. It's Hungarian. That's my favorite.
And Katie over here. I'm an Apple Valley. I'm going to say In-N-Out Burger, right? We got the CBU women's cross country team here going for 4 straight PacWest championships this year. Katie, let me go back to you here. So when you guys run, is it a pack mentality? Like, is there someone that gets out front and kind of sets the pace? You guys stay lumped together. Like, what's the team approach when you go into a race?
Yeah, I definitely say we kind of do more the pack mentality. You could see it, especially we did kind of a smaller meet a couple weeks ago, and we were just as a huge pack through the majority of the race, and then it strings out at the end. But just working together, and we kind of switch around and help each other out. So
Does that help in training as well? Like when you push each other? I mean, because obviously you're making each other better, right? When you push each other in practice.
definitely, like say over summer, it's really hard because we're at home and stuff, and you're on your own, and it's just so much easier when we're all together pushing each other and bringing each other up, and just to have someone there that's with you in general, it just makes it so much easier.
It's a good reminder. Right now we're live and amplified on the Inland Sports Channel, and I actually pulled up a picture of some of the gals running in really muddy, wet conditions. Let me go to Annette. Do you like it when it's messy out there, or do you like a nice, clean race and you don't want to be all wet and muddy at the end of it? I mean, do you like getting out there and getting a little dirty sometimes?
It's kind of fun, to be honest, and I'm pretty sure you find a picture about Hawaii, which was one of my best races here, so yeah, I like it a lot.
And Annette, you ran internationally, right? Yeah. Where did you run this past summer? Because you went back overseas, right? A little closer to home, and you ran.
Yeah, I went home for 2.5 months, and I did the national championship on steeples and 5K, and I qualified for the European championship, so I was there to run steeples.
Oh, very cool. And Emily, you did something similar, right? Did you go back, I don't know if it was France or somewhere in Europe, but you also ran over the summer.
Yeah, I went back to France and I just did nationals, like for my age, and the big one. I don't know, like 2 different nationals.
Tell them how you did.
Is she just being humble right now? Yeah.
No, I won the steeplechase in 5K.
Look at that. You got some studs, Coach.
They do all right, for sure.
So when you coach them up, you know, Katie touched on it, but is it the pack mentality? Like, you know, stay clustered together maybe a little bit, and then at the end, like you said, maybe someone's going to break away. They're going to kind of string out just a little bit.
Sure, yeah, and we talk about that a little, but really it's just we're just blessed with a lot of depth on our team, you know, and so, I mean, we probably have 12 or 13 women who on any given day could be, you know, in our top few, and so they're just changing a lot, and because of that, they end up close together, and then, of course, they want to do well as a team, and so they try and really work together, but we're just really blessed with the group we have right now.
And you had a home race, right? Not too long ago here in Riverside.
Was that a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. How was that? How's the course out here, and how did that go?
It went okay. It was a small meet, like Katie touched on. You know, it was us and UC San Diego and RCC, and they won, so that's always nice. You know, and UC San Diego's got a good team, but it was just a good kind of rust buster for us. You know, and we don't put a whole lot of stock into it, but it was a good way to start.
So last year you finished 9th in the nation. Is that correct? So this is your last, I guess you'd call it your last full year in Division II status and in the PacWest Conference. So with all that considered, do you feel like, hey, girls, let's go out and win a national title in our last year. Let's go out and win that 4th consecutive PacWest championship. Are those kind of the expectations?
Yeah, and again, I think, you know, we really preach to them just have fun and work hard, and those kind of things will take care of themselves. I think we'd be fooling ourselves if we don't all think that way, you know.
Yeah.
But we certainly don't. We don't talk about that a lot. You know, we just talk about just performing our best and letting the rest take care of itself.
So you got 3 great ones right here leading the way. I know who's a senior? Raise your hand if you're a senior. Just one, just Katie? So this is it, right? Yeah, I mean, so you want to have a big senior season, for CBU. So with all that said, being the last year full D2 status and last year in the PacWest Championship, do you feel like you can, be part of something special in this last year and bring another championship to CBU before they go full D1 in a couple of years?
Yeah, I think this team, as Coach Gall was saying, we have so much depth, and we can do some amazing stuff. And so I'm pretty excited because just to be able to end my last year with such an amazing team, it just makes me really excited and kind of sad at the same time.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do after? I'm just curious. After school, I mean, I know there's some cross country runners, right? They can get sponsored and they can continue their careers. I mean, do you want to continue running, or is this something that now that you're gonna enter the real world, I guess, maybe after school?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. So I'll probably. I mean, I think I'll still run and stuff. I'm not sure exactly how competitively, or if it'll just be for
fun
here and there. And so yeah, I guess we'll kind of see how it goes. But like you said, it's kind of more going into the real world. And it's gonna be a big transition, I think.
Just run as long as you can. Don't enter the real world. Just put it off as long as you can. Well, Coach, before we let you guys go, tell me, what do you guys have to do in terms of, I don't know if it's training, maybe it's a mindset. What do you guys have to do to just keep at that level? Like you said, you don't talk much about those big goals at the end, but what do you guys do day by day to just kind of stay focused, stay on the right path?
I think we just remind them, of how lucky they are to be where they are, and the opportunity we have, and just that if they just lift each other up, that big things will happen. And I think they're all very driven individuals, and not just these three, but the entire team. And so they want to perform their best, and they want to just excel. And so we really just try and keep them focused on the day-to-day tasks and remind them just of what's coming up, and and they kind of take care of business for us.
So we have Emmeline, Annette, and Katie with Coach Gall here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Thank you very much, ladies. You did great. I'm curious to hear more about Ganesh. What was the food? Gruyere. That's what I said.
Come on, know these things, Pep.
That's exactly what I said. And the French bread, the baguettes. Maybe you could put the two together. The French bread and the Gruyere. She's like rolling her eyes. If you're just listening on the radio, she's just rolling her eyes.
You're not speaking Hungarian, buddy. That's like Russian. I don't know what you're speaking.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, ladies. Best of luck rest of the way. Thank you, Coach Gall, for coming in on a Saturday. We really do appreciate it, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us today.
All right, that's CBU Women's Cross Country here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350. When we come back, we'll talk a little more high school football. We also have our U.S. Marines Recruiting Station Riverside Athlete of the Week to announce, and he had a huge Friday night. We're excited about that. We'll announce his name when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
favorite radio app can be your favorite podcast app. Download or open the free iHeartRadio app and tap podcast to start exploring.
iHeartRadio.
Todos el guapo.
Welcome back to another edition of the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We are international around the world.
Prime time international.
I always say we're live and amplified around the world, and it's true. We had to bring Annette back on because I didn't know we had such a huge audience in Hungary. So, Annette, you want to give a special shout-out to some family back home?
Yeah, thank you. Szeretném mindenkinek megköszönni, aki megnézett, a családomnak, barátaimnak, Anikó néninek, apukámnak, mindenkinek, és remélem jövünk jövőre is. Köszönöm.
That's exactly what I was going to say, but I wanted her to say it.
She said such nice things about us.
And who's the family members that you were, watching the show right now?
Especially to my dad, my mom, and my sister. But I think my grandparents watch me also, probably together, maybe my cousins, hopefully. I posted everywhere, so...
Maybe all of Hungary, who knows, that we'll be watching. Emily, any shout-outs? France? Or I don't know if we're big in France. We might be.
We could be.
Yeah.
South of France. I'm more of a South of France guy.
Maybe my parents are listening. Bisous à Manon et bisous à tout le monde. Et j'ai pas pu faire Dominique, mais je le ferai peut-être.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, thank you, ladies. We appreciate you coming down. Thank you for being so much fun, and thank you again
Thanks,
to Coach
Coach.
Gall. We appreciate it.
You guys are awesome. I hope you do well. Win the PacWest. Win it all.
Yeah, so if you see some guy early in the morning waving to you
It's
from
just
a car
me. It's
while
just
you're
me
running,
waving.
it's probably him. Yeah.
Honking, hey, girls!
Yeah. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it. Thank you, Coach
Thanks,
Gall.
Coach.
Thank you for coming down on Saturday. We appreciate it. Hungary and France. I didn't know we were
telling
so
you.
big in Europe. I mean, this is great.
I'm telling you, I think I want to coach cross country now. You know why? I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because I want to incorporate rattlesnakes and badgers.
That's
you have the badgers chase the kids as they run, and the rattlesnakes. You got to be good if you can outrun a badger and a rattlesnake.
You have to be good, right?
Yeah, but man, they were awesome.
Yeah, they were awesome. Shout outs to the family.
Oh, awesome.
Back in Hungary and France. What a great show today. We had the Kaiser Cats. Coach Cardosi, one of the nicest guys alive.
It's a great show.
CBU cross country. And Jeff, it's going to get even better right now because we have to announce our Week 3 Marines Recruiting Station Riverside Athlete of the Week. I was really digging through the numbers.
Beep, boop.
And, we'll get to the rankings in a second. But this guy was kind of a no-brainer. And it was one of these guys that you're like, okay, he's going to get this award at some point this season, so let's go ahead and just give it to him now because it was such a big game. We're talking about the Battle of the Torch. The Rancho Verde and Citrus Hill. It's Hawks quarterback Jonathan. Check it out. Who doesn't throw. He only attempted 3 passes, over 3, but that doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all.
He won the game. This was a guy by the name of Ryan Matthews, former Chargers running back. He was a stud running back. They put him at quarterback, direct snap, like a wildcat, direct snap. He would take off. The whole stadium knew what was coming. Ryan Matthews was going to take the snap and run.
Couldn't stop him.
Just like our boy Jonathan Jefferson, our Marines Recruiting Station Riverside Athlete of the Week.
His brother played on the other team and scored a touchdown.
What's up with that?
Come on.
So Tim Hatch texted me last night because he was at the game, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, Jonathan Jefferson's brother plays for the Rancho Verde, and he scored a touchdown too.
And had 91 yards.
And I thought to myself, all right, do I believe this? Do I go public with this knowledge? It's Tim Hatch.
Yeah,
it's Tim Hatch.
We've just credited Tim Hatch, so if it's wrong, we just blame Tim Hatch.
According to Tim Hatch, you just attribute it to him.
There you go.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. 2 brothers, 2 rival schools, both great players, and Jonathan Jefferson, our player of the week. Yeah, so Citrus Hill beating Rancho Verde 21-13. They are undefeated 4-0, and they got the Kook. Rancho Cucamonga coming
Tough
up this
game.
Friday. Yeah,
that's a big one.
That's a big one for them. Also from last night, Heritage at home for Redlands East Valley.
If it ain't Broach.
If it ain't Broach,
Man.
I sound like John Gruden right now. Those Patriots, man, 50-29. They're just so good at home. They're a machine right now. We love Rev, but Heritage at home, goodness, like the sun rising in the east. You just kind of know what's going to happen.
Woo. Yeah, they're tough.
So 50-29. Hey, Colin, jump in here real quick. Colin was at the game last night.
Colin's wearing flip-flops.
It's casual Saturday, right?
I rolled in late.
Yeah,
but I gotta say, out in the hall,
yeah,
this show is on the loudspeakers. You're like the voice of God, just absolutely.
There you go. Heard that before, you know.
Part the waters.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Heritage. They were methodical last night. That's a good way to put it. But Rev did not look bad at all either.
Yeah, it was close for a while, right?
It was close all the way till halftime, and then I think Heritage shut it down.
Yeah, like don't be deceived by that 50-29 score because it was close for a while. And like you said, methodical. They're going to run the football. They're going to be physical. They're going to play defense.
Sherrod.
It doesn't have to be pretty.
Sherrod
White.
The man.
Yes.
Yep.
And Rashad Shelton, the big receiver. Two key parts, two key cogs of that team. And they're on a roll. But they've got a big one today.
Yeah.
They're rolling with the big boys this Friday. They got Orange Lutheran.
Beat them!
Orange Lutheran already beat Norco last night, Vista Murrieta the week before that. So Olu's going through our IE teams. We need Heritage to plant the flag and say, enough is enough.
They will not beat Heritage. Will not.
They better not. Don't do our Heritage boys like that. So that was a big game. Also, how about Arlington?
They're undefeated.
Undefeated. They beat your Ramona Rams.
Dang it.
Are you in the Hall of Fame ever?
No, I'm not.
Man, it's all bad. 41-21 was that final score. And we've got to get Coach. We saw Coach Lunsford on Thursday night.
Yeah, he looks like a Game of Thrones guy, too. He's got a beard going on.
Yeah, and he's strong, too. Like
he's very strong.
Yeah, he probably eats, like, the big drumsticks, like the meat off the bone.
Yeah, he's in Indiana.
Big goblet.
Guy. Yeah, I think he drinks milk from a goblet. That's what I heard. That's the rumor.
So we need to get Arlington on the show soon. We'll reach out to Coach Lunsford. They've got a big one this week. San Jacinto. And, Jeff, that's the Riverside TV game of the week. San Jacinto and Arlington on Friday.
Holy smokes, I'm going to see those guys here in a few days.
You excited about that one?
Always excited.
So that's Arlington and San Jacinto this Friday night. San Jacinto coming off a tough loss against Murrieta Mesa, who Murrieta Mesa is actually ranked really high in Division 4, and they're blowing teams out. So I'm just saying Murrieta Mesa might have turned a corner. They've always been pretty good. They might be really good this year. So
don't sleep on the Rams of Murrieta Mesa.
That's going to be an interesting league because Vista Murrieta still winless, and Murrieta Valley taking their lumps a little bit. They did have a nice win against Cajon a couple weeks ago, but Southwestern League is going to be a battle. So, Jeff, I don't know what's going on. It's like you wake up on the wrong side of the bed because we've got Vista Murrieta, Norco, and Norte Vista all winless. It's like a bizarro world.
It is bizarro.
Bizarro Jerry, bizarro Kramer, bizarro Jeff.
Bizarro Baddorf. He's a skinny guy. He needs to start eating again.
Is he?
Yeah, he's lost like 46 pounds.
He was drinking a soda when I saw him on Thursday night.
Yeah, I don't know. He's too skinny. He's got to get back to his felt. He's got to be big again.
They were better when he was big.
Yes. Get big. Get big, Ken.
And how about another score, that Centennial versus Narbonne matchup? Everyone's like, oh, man, Narbonne's so good from the city section. Come on, man.
They were the city section champs last year.
Yeah. And, they have a history with Centennial. They've had some good battles. But Tanner McKee back in the lineup for the Huskies. And, again, I'll go John Gruden on you. Centennial, man. 52-6 against Narbonne.
Sith Lord going at him, slicing and dicing with that red lightsaber.
Tanner McKee. We have those highlights on Sports Weekly Live last night. The raw highlights on our Inland Sports YouTube channel as well. But yeah, Tanner McKee, like a skilled surgeon, just crafting up that secondary of Narbonne, 52-6. And they're just outside of that IMG Academy game where they lost their top two quarterbacks. I mean, Centennial's on a roll again. In fact, I was talking to someone on Friday. He played a couple years back, about 10 years ago, for Rancho Verde, and he's like, "Oh man, who's good this year?" And I'm like, "Well, there's Centennial."
Yes.
And then there's everybody else, but there's Centennial. So, but we've got a lot of good teams in the IE. It's just Centennial, and no one's going to argue against this. They've just set the bar so high for everybody else. But Centennial doing big boy things. And again, we're excited about Heritage Olu coming up next Friday. Let's get to our rankings because we're running out of time here. Our Inland Sports Grade 8 and 4 more rankings. I've updated the records. If you're watching this live and amplified on the channel right now, we're going to punch up the graphic. I've updated the records but the rankings haven't changed because we're going to take a little vote. Closed door meeting, top highly confidential after.
And we're going to punch the numbers into the computer?
We're
Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. Squirting it out.
We're going to squirt out the rankings, find out where we all stack up. But right now, this is how we entered the week. We had Centennial at number 1, Heritage, Roosevelt, Murrieta Valley, Cajon, Citrus Hill, the Rancho Verde, and Vista Murrieta. Now 0-4, but they rounded out our top 8. And in the 4 more, the guys are just knocking on the door. Redlands, East Valley, Santiago, Notre Dame, and Aquinas. Of those teams, the one that I feel like might be on the move the most, I want to say Aquinas.
The big Germans.
Aquinas. So
they're marching. To Blitzkrieg.
They're on. Sprachen Sie Deutsch, right? Man, is that real German?
Yeah, it was.
So we've
counted to 5.
We've had German. We've had Hungarian.
We've had
French.
Oui.
And Apple Valley.
And Apple Valley.
Necesito hablar más español aquí también.
Hey!
Now we got Spanish. We got Spanish on the show. But so Xavier Prep and Notre Dame played a close game a couple weeks ago. I forget, it was 24-21 or something like that. Notre Dame won. Well, Xavier Prep played Aquinas last night, 58-3.
Holy smokes, they ate him like a Wiener Schnitzel. Like Schnitzel. Breaded Schnitzel.
So the Germans and Brandon Rankins and the rest of the guys, Coach Brusig out there doing a great job. And to clarify, so Brandon Rankins is closing in on San Bernardino County's all-time rushing record.
He is.
The all-time record.
So he's very close.
He's very, very, very close.
He's run around the globe 3 times.
I got a text this morning. I want to have the numbers right because I want to give Rankins justice. So we're going to talk more about Rankins.
Hey, he followed me on Twitter.
He did?
Does that make me cool?
Yeah.
I'm hip with the teenagers.
Yeah, it's your boy B.
Yeah.
Brandon Rankins. So the San Bernardino County all-time record, this is a career record, is 6,893 set by Jacob Taylor from Rim of the World. Right now, as of this day, Rankins is at 6,437. So he needs 436 to break San Bernardino County's all-time record. He's going to get it.
He's going to do it in the first half of next game. That's a lot of yards.
They're playing Rancho Christian. So if you're Rancho Christian,
look out.
Watch out. Records might be broken. That's a lot. That's over 400 yards. Probably not Rancho, but you know what? I think they open league play against Notre Dame. Can you look that up real quick? We got 2 minutes. Let me thank our sponsors because if they open their league play against Notre Dame, that might be the day where the record falls, which would be crazy.
Titans!
Oh, my goodness. Hey, the Inland Sports Show is proudly brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. We love you, Bill Navigado. You're the best. Take our cars there, wiper blades, all that good stuff. I got my Spoiled shirt on, flying the colors on this fine Saturday here on the Inland Sports Show. Ken Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire, still going strong. Got to get new shirts from Ken's. Everywhere I go, they're like, we go to Ken's too. Of course you go to Ken's. They dominate. 40 years and still going strong here in the IE. Boost Performance Training. We love Coach Ray Bass, even though he's a Servite guy.
Yeah.
That's all right. But we still like him. Ray Bass, you're the best, brother. He trains athletes, all sports, all levels. I was in the other day. They got this private school that had, like, nutrition. They were studying the Bering Sea and the continents.
Whoa.
It was like school and training and nutrition. I was like, what's going on here? So, Ray, you're the best. And Max Muscle, not only in Orange Crest right here in Riverside, but also in Corona. We appreciate their support as well. We're happy to get those guys on board. Max Muscle, and they got all your sports nutrition needs. Go in there, see one of their nutrition consultants. They'll get you all squared up. And if you'd like to be a sponsor here on the Inland Sports Show, just shoot us an email. It's inlandsportshow@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We're proud to call the IE home. If you're a local business and you're like-minded and you love the IE, we'd love to have you on here as well. Great show, CBU Cross Country. Billy Cardosi, nicest guy in the world, and the Kaiser Cats.
And I think Colton Yellow Jackets won again this week.
No, they lost.
They did. Oh,
man. Don't do Greg like that.
Oh, sorry, Greg. I was trying to help you out there, buddy.
Anybody? The show will live forever on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. We just passed 1,000 subscribers. Cullen, who does Aquinas Open League play with?
Notre Dame, October 6th.
Oh, my goodness. Circle that one on your calendar. We'll see you next Saturday on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports, IE 1350 AM.
Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.